Hey everybody, welcome back to episode 5 of When Psychics Talk. And here is RHINNY. Say hi, RHINNY.
Hello, hi everyone.
Hi, you guys miss us yet? So today's topic, we're going to talk about what it means to be a psychic, right? What it means to be a clear vessel, receiving these messages. So coming from our own experience, what we sense, because this is like brand new to me in the last, I didn't really start building it until 3.5 years ago since Moldavite. And how long have you been on your journey, RHINNY?
2019, so like 3 years.
When you start receiving?
For the energetic part of it, like the psychic part of it, yeah. Early January 2019 is when I discovered my abilities.
I feel like it's within the last 3 to 5 years, specifically, or this last, between those time frames, a lot of mass wave of people are waking up to their psychic abilities. And I think it wasn't really until we found different teachers along the way that opened up these different pathways, awareness for us to learn and tune into our abilities. And so let's first start, like, what are psychic abilities? Like, what are we tuning into? Like, how do we see these messages? And to give you guys an example, me and RHINNY were just talking earlier before this video, and I was talking about all these different downloads coming through, right? Because I have a lot of Moldavite. I receive so much download that it becomes overwhelming, where it's too much information and I just shut down. And I noticed how this actually applies to a lot of areas of my life, right? Virgo, it has to do with the Virgo and our human design. But the thing is, like, when, for example, video editing, I used to edit on my phone and it was very simple. But then now, this next part of my journey, I'm evolving to more professional programs and trying to figure that out, just beginning pieces in the different areas that I'm stuck. I just shut down. It's like, this is too much. It's overwhelming. I try watching YouTube videos, still overwhelming. And what really opened up this other world for me is I connected with my friend Aaron, who creates these activation videos, helped me create them with me. But just having him go over and answering the questions I had where I was stuck, it just opens up a new world, a new reality, right, to put it simply. So here is relating back to the psychic area, being clear vessels. Before this, I had a conversation with RHINNY about being overwhelmed. And she opened up an area that I wasn't even aware of, that what was capturing, or like what was keeping me stuck. So we're going to share a little bit about it here today and see how it relates to you in your own life, wherever you feel overwhelmed and wherever you feel stuck and you don't know what's the one next step. All right, so how did it start earlier? I was just talking about being overwhelmed, and you want to share what you walked me through on how to get over that.
Sure. Yeah. First, when we talk about overwhelm, we know that, a certain astrology or a certain type of like archetype is out there, like all those testing, you can like identify yourself with something. Or through your life experience, you can identify yourself as, you can identify like I tend to get overwhelmed. So these are things that you can look at to get clear on what is it that is your stopper. So when you see the pattern of it, now you have the awareness of it, then you can go and look at what is this in my energy field. Overwhelm is in my energy field, right? In yours. That's what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
So then from that, you look at when you feel like overwhelmed, when you come in across something that seems complicated or a lot of information comes together, your body's going to react or to a point where you shut down because you're like, I can't receive anymore. That's create this limitation of how much you can receive. Then you go into stagnant. Because I was asking you like, so what happened? And you're like, I go stagnant. So there's something about that. So being stagnant have you be not in action. So then things won't move forward. So that's what we look at as a limitation. This is where your capacity is. You come to a threshold. This threshold, how do you open that is to look at what's the energy of overwhelm. when you look at different archetypes and that, so when you recognize that I have the tendency to be overwhelmed, is what I point you to, is where you get to recognize that is happening. When you recognize it's happening, you have the awareness of it, you get to put a stop on that. You get to recognize and say, acknowledge and say like, oh, I'm getting to that point where I need to stop, take a break, and then come back to whatever that you shut down, the point of shutdown. Then you can continue on. But then it also goes into the safety thing, like feeling overwhelmed is when you start losing yourself and like, I don't know what all this is about. Unknown is a big factor for people having limitation, blockages, or just being in stagnant. So we cover that as well. Now with that, we also discover the overwhelmness over here will have you feel responsible for your viewers.
Yeah.
That I don't want them to feel this way. Yeah. So you, in turn, you project this mirror effect as I need to change what I say so I can make sure they're not overwhelmed. But the overwhelm starts here because this is just my tendency and I have this in my energy field. So what to do with that is just recognize it. You got to recognize that, okay, I'm hitting a point of overwhelm and let me take a break. And so to counter or to ease that overwhelmness is give yourself that stillness, because all you need was a break, and just get into the stillness of comforting yourself and say, hey, I recognize that I'm at that point and I'm okay. Then your human instinct of fight or flight would not get triggered because you're not getting to the point that panic point where, oh my God, I need to run away from this, or I have to fight through it. So if you're a fighter, you're gonna run away and be like, I can't. But if you're a fighter, you're gonna be like, I'm gonna push through, I'm gonna like try harder, then you're still in the same energy field.
Right. And I feel like there's also an aspect of it too, for those specifically working with Moldavite or a lot of energy, right? We're constantly getting a ton of downloads. And every time we get these downloads, like all these messages coming through and we want to just share it. We just want to talk to different people about, hey, you know, are you sensing this? Are you feeling this? Right? Because this new awakening, it's there's not there. I feel like we're being called to normalize it, tapping into our psychic abilities, tuning into these energies. It's and so whenever I sync up with you, I talk with people who are like this level of consciousness with us, right? We're tuning in so much that we can open up ideas and share ideas without any judgment or assessment, and then walk each other through, because you've built up a pathway down your psychic medians. And whenever I sync up with you, that part becomes clear. And for example, my friend Aaron, he's a computer programmer. I sync up with him, video creations becomes clear. And same with me, like Moldavite, when every time people have information about these questions about Moldavite, they sync up with me, worlds open up. So it's interesting because and I mentioned this to you yesterday, like whenever I sync with you, I don't see why, but I just keep talking, like information just want to come out. And it's interesting because for those who are watching, who are starting to tap into your psychic abilities, when you sync up with people who like get you, all you want to do is just talk, just let it out, like help me figure this, like where I'm still stuck here, can you help me see past this? And I think that's very powerful, like an outlet for people to talk openly about this stuff. Where I feel like society has keeping a lot of this stuff suppressed throughout all these years. And so, and even like talking on this channel, talking on this video, at the end, we're going to do a transmission, right? Because I did one yesterday, a few days ago, and the people who connected it, they actually felt energy coming through, receiving the downloads. So, yeah, to bring this all around, it's like when we become psychic mediums, we've done so much work on our body as vessels. We're channeling in information. And one of the things that you like really had to break it for me too is like, for me, like being overwhelmed is there's this underlying guilt of like, I'm responsible for the message I'm putting out. Like, what if I'm doing it wrong? What if I'm saying it wrong? Like that's actually,
get it.
Yeah, what if they don't get it? Like, how much more simplified can I put this, right? It is such a responsibility when I pop out these videos. And what you really said that had to like become really aware of was we are just messengers.
Yes. Our sole purpose is to receive and deliver. That's our job, and that's it. We're
Yes.
channeling the divine and delivering the divine message, and that's it.
That was powerful. When we take away the judging and assessing of like, this is right, this is wrong, but just be that, hey, we are clear vessels to anchor in this energy for those who are coming to receive it.
Mm-hmm. Totally. And it's all in divine perfection, where what needs to be received, it will receive. What is not meant to be, either it won't come out or it won't go through. It's surrendering to the perfection of things, the divine perfection in things.
Yes. Oh, that was really eye-opening for me. It just cleared a lot of guilt and responsibility, because that's in my field. I sent it too, right? And one, it's like taught throughout the years, but two, it's also like stuff we pick up from parents, generations, ancestors. It's in our blood.
Yeah.
So it's a slow unlearning. But yeah, for those who are tuning in, like if you're tapping into your abilities, it's just be aware, like a message, just being you.
That's a great point. Being you, this is what's bigger than just being a messenger. It may sound like diminishing. It's like, oh, we're just a messenger. But what it is, the bigger picture in that is, you allow yourself to be you is exactly where you need to be. And we're not changing ourselves for anyone because of our own judgment of what we learn we should be, how we should say it, than to just be and deliver as it is not altering anything that comes through, and it's not altering ourselves. That's where you really hone in and expand your power in receiving the message, delivering the message, and fulfilled on your purpose.
Mm-hmm. And you don't have to know everything, because whatever download's meant for them, they're going to receive it, and they'll piece it together. Things will fall into place for them, right? That is fascinating. Like, I love that part.
Yeah. And there's also a large amount of trust in there, because I always say to you, the universe will not give you anything you can't handle. I say that all the time. People go in there like, I'm not ready. I'm like, there is no ready. You are just exactly where you're at, and it's perfect. It's divinely perfect that where you're at. Just, you may not get some of the downloads that you get. I get tons of download that I do not understand. Sometimes it's even connect to people in the 3D right now, and I'm just be okay with, I don't get it right now. Can you show it to me in other ways? You can always make that request as well. It's like, oh, there's just something popping for me. It's just repeatedly, I still don't get it. Is there anything in any way, any other way you can deliver to me so I would understand and really move forward with this? And it will take you to connect to, hey, do I want velocity in life? Moldavite is super major velocity train. So you're like rapid express. So then, yeah, you got to be ready and prepare yourself and connect to, okay, I do want velocity. I want that transformation. I want that life that I desire. Then welcome that and embrace that. And knowing you have the chance to encounter, whatever messages that you receive, it's divinely perfect and it's meant for you. And everything you're at right now, it is perfect. There's no need to change anything.
One thing you also point out, that stillness, right? That stillness is just being still and allowing the energy to integrate, and for you to process and for you to heal. Because one of the things for me when I was going through this journey is like, why is it taking so long? Why am I not where I'm supposed to be yet, right? Like, how much longer is this healing process? And it's just being still and also acknowledging that I have a lot of energy. Like, if you guys are working with Moldavite, just know you're downloading a ton, and your body takes time to recalibrate. And so yeah, that stillness is actually very important for healing as well. And
stillness provide a lot of things for you, because you can gain a lot of awareness. You can start noticing things. You quiet down so you can receive more. And stillness also provide you that tend to your body, tend to your energy field. It just give yourself that me time that we don't give ourselves. Number one. I mean, then what expand beyond that stillness also provide an access, an opportunity for the universe to give you messages. So it's a receiving and a giving. You know, you're receiving messages and you're giving yourself that time. And honoring this divine vessel right here, honoring my functioning is divine. And it sounds like a big thing to say, like, oh, I'm a divine vessel. Like, every one of us are. We are all divine vessels. And giving yourself that time to tune in and just be with anything that comes and surrendering to what comes. And it's going to open up a lot of awareness, you're going to notice a lot of things. Because then now you have a chance to receive all of it.
Yeah, and I think it's, this whole COVID thing is actually a blessing in disguise for a lot of people to start receiving all this energy through the stillness of being alone. And also, like, the reality is shifting. Like we're leaving their jobs. Lots of changes, but that moment of solidarity, like, it's actually helped healing a lot of us. And I think it's great. Like, we're being more active in, like, making this normal, right? Talking about all this woo stuff, making it normal, because a lot of people are going to be seeking for answers and just like an outlet to express a lot of what they're going through.
Yeah. And I also want to point out something real quick. When we're seeking to receive messages, seek it inside of exploration, discovery, inquiry, then to seeking answers. Because a lot of time we go in, create something or looking for guidance, we always want the answer. But the answer is only one stop. Not one stop is going to take you to the next step, but there's a bigger picture. If you open up that possibilities of what else can happen, you actually going to explore what's beyond that one answer.
Oh, that's a good point. Wonder and possibility will open up infinite possibilities.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and even like seeking sounds energetically sounds a little bit heavier than wonder and exploration, right?
Yeah, because you have an intention and then you go in and explore. Then when you receive whatever it is, then you just start connecting the dots. Our job is just to connect the dots and say, like, oh, this is the next step. And then we'll go into the next action. And then the thing that you want happen. It is that simple.
So yeah, everyone watching, if you're starting to tap into your psychic abilities, here's an outlet for you to normalize this, because a lot of what we're experiencing on my end, RHINNY's experiencing on her end. So we're like, and a few people in our circle, and they're experiencing very similar things. And we're pretty clear that we're clear vessels and we're still exploring all these possibilities. But when we start seeing very similar things in our lives, it's like, okay, there's much more going on. A lot of us are receiving this message and going into our different places to help the collective evolve. So to make this video short and wrap it up, we're going to do a mini transmission, right? One transmission, we've got two vessels together and doing transmission, double the energy is going to come through, and whoever's meant here to receive it is going to receive it. All right, so let's do a quick meditation. Let's all breathe together. So if you're sitting, you sit up straight with two legs on the floor, and if you're laying down, that's fine too. But we're going to be in sync with our breath, and then we're going to ask for whatever ascended masters to come through and receive whatever downloads we need, and then we'll just wrap it up from there. Okay, everyone, take a deep breath in. Breathe in this bright white light. Breathe out. Breathe out any tension and stagnant energies. Take a deep breath in. Breathe in this bright white light. Breathe out. Slow stagnant energy in the body. And a deep breath in. Breathe out. Anything in your life that you've been overwhelmed with. We call upon our high self and our extended masters to come down and help us with this next part of our journey. This is done in the highest good for humanity, the highest good for the collective, and the highest good for our soul's journey. Everyone connected to the video. May me and Rinny connect to your higher self. Please state yes or vocalize yes.
Yes.
Yes. So today, Kuan Yin wants to come through. Kuan Yin is the goddess of healing and compassion. Everyone here who is seeking or is asking or is it wanting this energy to help heal in their heart or in their solar plexus, their self-worth, their identity, who needs a little help from Kuan Yin. She's here to help heal the different parts of our life that needs compassion, acknowledging for ourselves and how far we've come, and unconditional love for areas where we feel unloved. So feel her energy flow through you. So you may feel goosebumps tingling around the body. And just allow her to work and heal whatever areas in your body that's seeking healing. With greatest love and compassion, gratitude to Kuan Yin. I'll call this short transmission complete.
Back.
All right. So for those who are tuning in, who felt the energy, this is the kind of energy that we're talking about, becoming clear vessels. You're going to start tuning into your body, feeling the sensations, receiving these upgrades and downloads from different ascended masters or guides, even spirit guides, right? Or angels. They're always looking to communicate, looking to help us along our journey. And when we can hear it, when we can feel them, when we can know when to seek for guidance, they're always here to help. So here's a little eye into like the feeling of what you're experiencing as you start evolving your psychic abilities. And to wrap this up, me and Rinny are doing healing sessions for those who want to further advance your healing journey, or if there's any upgrades or downloads that's going to come through and you seek guidance and help from us. We're going to open up our schedules to do different healing sessions. So we're going to put the information in the description below. And if you're not ready, that's okay too, right? Everyone's is on their same path. If you feel called to do a session with us, follow those instincts and trust it. Everyone's being led and guided here for a reason. And I think we're very clear that there's no such thing as coincidence, right? Everything is in divine perfection, divine planning. And we all cross each other's path for a reason. All right, but that's a little and way to close it with love and gratitude. Thank you, Rinny, for being here and helping open up this vessel for those who are tuning in to receive it. And anything else you want to add before I wrap this up?
What I'm getting is just really trust where you're at. Trust the divine timing, trust the divine perfection in all the things, and keep having fun living life. And we're here to support you. We're grateful that you tuned in, and anything you need, feel free to comment and reach out to us. We're just here to serve.
So thank you everyone for tuning in, and thank you, Rinny, for being here. And we'll catch you guys next time. And Rin and
Psychic Rinny.
Psychic Rinny signing off. Thank you, everybody. We love you. See you soon. Bye.